This season, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's okay. Let's just talk about it. Hello everybody and welcome back to Taste of Reality. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing Too Hot to Handle season 3, episode 6 to 8. I think. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and let's break it down. All right, so the guys are given a workshop to work on suppressing their sexual urges and tapping into their emotional needs.
We live in a culture where men use sex to mask their real feelings. In this next stage, we'll give them space to get in touch with themselves, because the deeper they get to be intimate with themselves, the deeper they're going to be able to connect with a partner.
I found it so funny that Holly was saying like, oh, Nathan needs to get serious. Nathan needs to get serious. When girl, I'm sorry, this might be an unpopular opinion, and I'm sorry if you feel triggered by this, but you only let somebody do as much to you as you let them. They can only do so much to you as you let them, unless it's like physical abuse or like it's some form of violence. You're letting him get physical with you. You guys are both actively losing money. So to say, oh, he needs to get serious, you need to show him that you are serious, which she's not. So, okay. Lana brings in 3 more new people. We have Brianna, I think she's from California, Harry from South Africa, and Jackson from the UK. Izzy finds herself in yet another love triangle, and this time it includes Jackson and Olga. They're having a conversation by the pool, and Olga's mouth is like a motor. Izzy was not able to get a single word in this conversation.
Did you play hockey? Who plays hockey? I played rugby. I played rugby.
You played rugby?
Yeah.
My girl.
Honestly, like, someone cacked me once. I was literally scoring a try. Someone cacked me, I was literally at my ankles. And I was scoring a try, grabbed my shorts, my pants, pulled up and scored a try. I know.
Oh my goodness.
Olga decides that her connection with Jackson is just so amazing that she needs to end things with Steven. And I kind of felt bad for Steven. I didn't like him at the beginning just because I felt like he likes to be a rebel for no reason. But I actually thought he was learning throughout the process, which I was surprised by. But Olga decides to end things with Steven and friend zones him, essentially. And this is now the second time he's been friend zoned. The last time he was friend zoned was by Georgia, who has her eyes on Harry. She has her eyes on Harry, and they break another rule.
We all came here to meet people.
I think so too.
And have fun, so.
Yeah.
So near the end of the episode, Lana obviously exposes the fact that a rule was broken, but she had good news in that she wanted to give the new people dates, the new people who didn't break the rules, which means Harry's date got canceled. So So she allowed Brianna and Jackson to pick who their dates were. And this is why you cannot be too confident, okay? Because Obi and Olga were 1000% sure that they were gonna be picked.
She's mine.
It's quite obvious it's going to be me. You've got this, girl. I cannot wait for this day.
In a turn of events, Jackson picks Izzy, and what's the other person? Brianna picks Nathan. Hey, don't ever get too confident, okay? Moving on to episode 7, Holly is not happy about the date at all, and she's really getting emotional. She's getting emotional about the situation because she's like, oh, now my feelings are involved, and oh, he has my heart in his hands. What?
I've just been completely about him, and it's like, it's just at the expense of my emotions. And like, this is what happens when you get close to somebody. They have control over your emotions.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying her feelings can't be involved, but you can't expect to start a relationship all physical, and then when you're the one who gets emotional, to expect the other person to join you. You know? In his mind, This is still physical. You are still just the fun thing on holiday that he gets to fool around with. And unfortunately, that might be all your relationship is. Even if they decided to stay together at the end of the show, I don't know if they did or not. I don't really check up on them. This has been the foundation of your relationship. It's all physical. I am not surprised at all that he has little to no regard for your emotions. Just saying. After the date, he said all the pressure was coming from Brianna. Oh, she was coming on to me and, I had to tell her that you're my person. What is with these light skins? These light-skinned men just be lying on this show. Don't get me wrong. The black men be lying too because what's his name from last season? The French guy? Horrible. But yeah, it's not looking good for the black men. I'm too hot to handle. All they speak was lies. It's very embarrassing. So while Holly is riled up about the whole situation, saying she's going to confront Brianna about coming at her man, listen, Brianna with her black girl magic is out here doing her nighttime routine. She doesn't care what is going on between y'all two.
It takes me about 4 hours to get ready, 2 hours to do my hair, 2 hours for makeup, kind of like my me time.
The next morning, she still wanted to confront Brianna, but honestly felt like she'll table it until later, and we're going to get to that. But the next morning, Lana does gather everybody together. And everybody learns that Izzy and Jackson broke a few rules. And now between Izzy, Georgia, and Nathan, in my honest opinion, you guys might be sex addicts. What's the word? Nymphomaniac? I almost said kleptomaniac, which is a different thing. Y'all might be nymphomaniacs. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Rubbed, intimately.
Oh my goodness.
We should all just pack up.
The prize money at this point went down to $46,000. At that point, it's basically the stipend for being on the show. There's no prize money. They're just paying you for being on the show. What is $46K split between a group of people? All right, they don't do the splitting anymore, but oh my gosh, I would be livid. Later on, they have Shan Boodram come in to do a workshop for the women, and unpopular opinion. Okay. I don't need any of the Shan Boodra to come for my neck, but I felt like her presence was really unnecessary. Like, if I'm going to bring somebody who's well known for something, like, I would want the workshop to be, one, in relation to what's going on the show, and two, not necessarily life-changing, but I would want a bigger impact than what it did. So let me get into the workshop itself. It was like a yoni, like worship the yoni, and your yoni being your vag situation, where the girls say positive affirmations to their cooter, and then they display what they think about their cooter using flowers. And I was like, yeah, I don't get this.
You know what's crazy? Why are we laughing, right? Because it's almost funny for women to praise themselves, right? Like, it's like this weird thing that never happens. So one time for our yonis, give me a
Don't get me wrong, there is a stigma between women and accepting their own sexuality, but I feel like that's not an issue that they have on this show. The women are very sexually expressive. The women have no problem thinking with their hooda hada. Okay, so I was like, why this workshop? This specific workshop doesn't make sense to me, but it's okay. It's not my show. It helped Holly and Brianna bury the hatchet because Holly saw the sensitivity in Brianna and the confidence. So she decided, the animosity wasn't worth it. So I guess the workshop had a purpose. But yeah, if you ask me, it was a waste of time and a waste of budget. So we're going to move on to episode 8. In episode 8, Lana goes offline for 12 hours to test we're going to call them Islanders. I know this is not Love Island, but they talk like they're on Love Island anyways. Here's the thing. What is the point of testing a group of people who have shown you time and time again that they're going to choose self-pleasure over the bigger task at hand? Everybody has been given the option to stay within the rules or to break them, and they consistently choose to break them. The villa is broken up into Team Heaven versus Team Horny. And I forget who's on which team. Just watch the show. You were there. You know how it was. And off the bat, Beau and Harry were able to not kiss because they believe that their connection is deeper than, losing the money. But Harry, oh Harry, the man had the blue balls and he had to rub one out, which means he lost $4,000 for that.
You did what? I can't wait to hear this.
A little self-gratification.
Jackson and Izzy kiss, but they didn't go anything past that. I think they fooled around in the bed too. Harry was certain he was going to break the rules, right? And he thought, the way I'm going to do that is by really showing Georgia that I'm serious about her. What he didn't know at this point is that Georgia doesn't like commitment of any kind. If you even say, can I have your number outside the show, I'm sure she would burst into flames. She does not like commitment of any kind. And where he was trying to solidify things with her, he actually nailed the last nail in the coffin. Yeah.
I always said I want like 4 kids, like.
The ladies love it. I am a very, very smart man.
Crazy. For God's sake, chill. Just calm down.
Then last but not least, you have Holly and Nathan who broke the biggest rule. And did they have sex? I think they had sex twice. Yeah. I think they had sex twice, which means the prize money has gone to zero. Zero. Yeah, this show is dumb. I'm sorry, this show is dumb because these people must come from money. Either they come from money or they bank that after the show, they're going to become influencers. And so the money is just, who cares? Or a third alternative is they're trying to make for great TV and they think that the people who are the most rebellious have the best, audience reception, maybe. But no, it just made the show look dumb. You guys are at $0. You're at $0. This reminds me of that one season of Are You the One where they went down to $0 too. And I'm like, oh, so you people are stupid. There's no way such a big pot of money can go down to zero. Let me move on because clearly I'm triggered in this situation. Because of the lack of connections, the lack of people in the house, Patrick decides that it's better for him to remove himself from the island. I am fully for this decision. I felt like his space was being taken up. No, he was taking up space. Yeah, I feel like he was taking up space. It was clear that after Georgia, his heart wasn't really in it. His mind wasn't really in it. And I do think he's one of the more sound people. So it is sad to see him go in that sense, but we weren't really watching for Patrick. So okay, whatever. In him leaving and in the prize money being at zero, Beau and Harry realized that, this is a real thing we got going between us. So let's not ruin it. Unlike them, you have Holly and Nathan who are still not really understanding the gravity of the process. And so Lana decides to remove Nathan from the experience. Now, I did watch ahead a little bit and saw that there's a twist with him leaving. He has the opportunity to win his way back into the show if he proves that he's learned something. Stupid. The show is dumb. I'm really trying to justify making these videos for y'all, but the concept is not working. It's not working for me. One, if the whole point of the show is to teach people, they need better workshops. They need more workshops. They need a longer duration of time. They need to be able to see the money that they're losing, like something, because the premise, it's just not working. I would like some better casting, if we're being completely honest, because the show's called Too Hot to Handle. Nope, don't say what you were gonna say. Don't say what you're gonna say, because I know somebody in the comments is gonna come for my looks, and I'm too sensitive for that, so we're not gonna do it. Anyways, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna end this season. There's only 2 episodes left, so I might as well. We've come this far. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.